All right. So let's chat money. Let's talk money for those people out there that are broke and don't know what to do. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk some common sense, or sense for those who don't have any dollars. Whatever. We'll talk it.
Right.
Yeah, for those out there who don't know me, you might want to multiply this and send it out there, because a lot of people are broke, or just got some stimulus checks, or got a little bit cash, or just filed their taxes, or whatever. A lot of people out there don't have a plan to go with. They don't have any money set aside. They don't even know how to set aside $25 a month just
Right.
to save. So, and I've showed the spreadsheet, and I think we can do that in the future. We flip out a spreadsheet or send it and throw it in later. But, 25 bucks a month, you start out young. And like, how many 18-year-olds they're impatient, and that's who save money. They're like, oh, saving money for 40 years. Seems like a long time, but I promise you, 40 years goes by quickly.
Yeah, it does.
So, I mean, I'm 50 years old, going on 51, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? But
Right.
you still enjoy life. So,
Mm-hmm.
you start dropping $25 a month. I mean, what's stuff out there that people drop $25 a month on?
Cigarettes, maybe. Well,
Dope.
maybe more.
That's
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. I mean, calculate that, $5 a pack, 5 days a pack, just a pack a day, 7 days a
Well,
week.
I can tell you that my grandma spent like $100 on the case or whatever, the
Yeah.
carton. So that's like maybe a month, couple weeks.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it depends on how much you smoke too.
Right. So people just quit smoking, one, a little longer. Two, you take that $100 or that $50, let's just say at least $100 a month minimum.
Right.
Because I've seen people, even they buy the cheap stuff. It's $3 or $4
Mhm.
a pack, $5 a pack times 30 days. That's $150. You start dropping that into just into a fund account, where not in the bank. We talked about this. Don't put it in the bank. Put it into a mutual fund. Put it into a Roth IRA. You can start your retirement fund at 17, 18 years old, or however old you are, and $100, $200 a month. You start dropping that in. By the time you're 55, 60, ready to retire, you can start retiring with $2 million. You're talking $100, $1 million in the fund, in the retirement plan. $200, now you're talking 2.5 mil. And people are like, oh, how do you become a millionaire? They want that instant rich stuff, but it's like it's work now.
Right.
Like where I help educate people and help families, and I teach at school, but I also help families outside and help people get connected, where they protect themselves. Either one, they in case something happens, the money goes to somebody, so they got insurance, so life insurance for the inevitable, or the retirement plan, so in case you live too long, you want to make sure that you have enough money when you retire, because a lot of people they live too long and don't have enough money saved up, and they outlive their money, and
Right.
so you don't want to outlive your money. You want to have enough there where you can retire and relax, and have that money working for you while you're sleeping. So and we got a bunch of viewers out there that don't know how to do it. Get a hold of me. Contact me. I got I'll throw
There's
my number.
links below. So
Yeah. Oh, cool. We'll drop the links. Yes, get the links.
they've been in my videos since I've had your card, I think. So
Well, I appreciate that. So yeah, let's keep popping that out there, because what would it be like if there are millionaires made every day?
right.
And a lot of people become millionaires. They don't inherit. They work. They save. And you
Mhm.
can retire with over $1 million. You can become a millionaire. It might take a little bit, or I can also teach you, and I teach debt elimination and how to get rid of your debt faster and build your wealth quicker. And
Right.
then,
And the 10-year project that we were doing in class, I feel like that could be a cool project to do also, to like have some links to that on here too, maybe.
yeah, let's, maybe I can revamp that, do a video, do my own personal video with that on YouTube.
Right.
Put the link and show it how it works.
Right.
Because it's like people see little things, but when we start showing debt elimination over time, and just how
Right.
fast you can pay off your debt within some people, in that project, some people are paying off their debts within, paying off 4 debts within 6 years, because
Right.
but you got to be disciplined. So,
And
yeah,
that's where a lot of people fall short. They can't discipline themselves.
Right. I mean, I work out and exercise and lost weight, but every so often, man, I walk by a candy bar and a bag of chips. It's like, it's like,
Right.
it's good. It looks good. And I might buy one, but then I got to turn around and exercise real hard to get back into discipline, but got to
Right.
stay focused. Yeah, you can get a job. Like not everybody out there is going to go to college
Right.
and,
I
and
mean, I don't personally plan on going to college.
right. Um, so and like what kind of plan do you look at as far as like
Well, I'm kind of hoping that YouTube will work, but right now I'm probably gonna go with my dad for the time being. So,
okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. And
right.
what's that? I think you told me, but I forgot the
He
business.
sells tools. So
Sell
kind of
tools.
similar to Snap-on or Matco, something like that.
Okay, so I mean, people need tools. I mean, I mean, people keep losing their tools. They always get
Yeah.
replaced.
Or they break or whatever.
So let's say people, let's say they're able when they're 18 or 19 to start dropping 300 or 400 bucks a month into their retirement plan, and
Right.
then they back off a little bit. But if they go in top heavy early, go in heavy and then kind of back off because you're like, wait a minute, I gotta. Then you can diversify multiple. You can put it in multiple streams of income where you can have a short-term plan where you can get access to that money, long-term plan, then the retirement plan, and you can put your money in 3 different places and have
Right.
it working. Because what people don't know is that what they don't consider is the inflation rates. If you leave your money just sitting in a savings account doing nothing, you're losing purchase power. You're losing buying power.
Right.
Whereas if you have it working in the market, it's gonna make money. And I'm not talking stock market. Now, people that are good at stocks, I'm glad they can do their thing. But not everybody's good at stocks. But if people
Right.
are disciplined, they can put their money into a mutual fund or a Roth IRA, something that's, imagine put your money into a Roth ROTH, a Roth IRA after you get paid. Don't have it taken out of your paycheck, but put it in the bank, then have it taken out of your bank and let
Right.
it build. And then when you get that money, tax free. I
Right.
mean, your money builds, you got money coming, it's tax free. I know I'm talking fast, but there's a lot of info. So
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like we
so
could do like a whole episode just on this, like money.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we just showing how it works,
Right.
and I think we'll do that in the future. We'll link up a video and so forth. So
Right.
I mean, so many people work paycheck to paycheck, and then if people want to learn how to, like we got my links down below. They want to learn how to do what I do
Right.
and learn how to help other people because you all have a growing field of people, young people just who
Hmm.
just oblivious to information.
Right.
And obviously, not everybody's taking my class. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, and I'm not the only one out there. Dave Ramsey's not. He's a great guy. He's got a lot of work. He's not the only one out there on the block. There's a lot of people out there talking money,
Hmm.
and some of us have competing views, and
Right.
most of us are very similar in what we do. But we all keep saying, put your money away. Don't spend it on junk. Be careful. You don't have to buy.
Right.
You don't
I
have to
think the
buy.
main thing that's different from like you and other people that I see on YouTube is you're not saying to like go invest it in the stock market or stuff like that. You're
Right.
saying to put it away into like a mutual fund or something and do it that way. So this way that it builds over time, and stock market you could lose your money a lot too, like
Yeah.
lose a lot of your money. So I think it's safer to put it into a mutual fund.
Because and what people don't understand is maybe just clarify is that like you put all your money in one stock and it goes down like what
Right.
happened to GameStop. GameStop went up.
Yeah.
Whoever had it early made change. Whoever jumped in late when it dropped lost, and then it came back up. So it might have recouped some funds, but there's still people did lose. That's one company, but you put
Right.
it into a mutual fund or to a fund where it's 20 different companies. The odds of all 20 companies all collapsing simultaneously is almost zero.
Right.
So,
Unless we have another stock market crash.
but
The like
we've had, yeah, go ahead.
the likeliness of that happening are
Well,
like it's not as likely anymore for that to happen because of how many
Um,
ways we can do business.
True. Well, it can happen. There's no
Well,
perfect.
yeah, I'm not saying that it's not like it's not at all possible, but like it's less of a chance than like the 1900s.
True. It's gone. It's dropped for three times in history. It
Right,
dropped for 3 years, and that was Great Depression, 29 to 32, 1970 to 1973, and 2001 to 2004. Now,
right,
2008, it did drop, but not for 3 straight years. Just it did come back up. So
right. And wasn't that like the housing market too?
housing market, the bailouts, the banks, all the businesses that got big loans, it was 2000, basically that started about 2006, 2007, and then when that bubble popped, boom.
Right,
Now, I think what's sustaining us now, in my opinion, is the stimulus check, but you can't sustain that forever. So anybody that
right,
receives, take some of that money, put it away, let it grow. Just don't. I can't tell you how many people are out there wasting their money just on junk. It's like, oh,
right,
because they think they need something or it's going to be worth something.
right,
If everybody's buying the same thing, it's not going to be worth anything. Supply and demand.
right,
Um, so, or take some of that money, go invest in some land or invest in some real estate, or get yourself a business that you're going to invest in. Your business is going to grow. Or like I have a couple businesses. People can invest in helping people with financial, helping people get out of debt and stay out of debt, like I do. So opportunities, they're abound. So people putting their money up, saving money, getting out of debt, simultaneously paying off debt and putting money away. That way the debt goes down, which is great. Money goes up, which is great. And then like I was talking to one student today, his plan that he had signed for somebody within by year 5 or 6, they had already had $22,000 saved up. It's
wow.
possible. It's a discipline, but it's possible. I'm doing a lot of talking, but what have you seen in this project that you think? I can hear and spout everything, but what have you seen that could actually be beneficial for people who may, want
Um,
to know how this works?
well, if they were to take like the stimulus check and put it in a Roth, like the Roth IRA, then that would help them at like the end of the year. That Roth would grow because there's what, 2% inflation on that, or not
Yeah,
inflation,
2, 3,
2%.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's like a 2% raise, so you get whatever like you say you have like $100, you get $2 into that. That's just off the
Um,
top of my head.
no, it was a 9, because the Roth was averaging 9 to 10% over the
Okay.
last 50 years. So let's say, okay, so let's say you $100. Let's go with $100 because that's easy numbers. So a 9% increase per year. So that's $109.
Right,
But you lose 2%. Let's say 3%. So 3% of, we'll do 109. You're going to lose. Now, let's say out of $100, you're going to gain $9.
9.
Okay.
Right,
So let's say 9. So you're up to 109. Now, out of that 109, inflation rate drops at 3%. You're going to lose $3.27 just doing some round numbers.
right,
Okay, because that's 3% off 109. So that still leaves you with 105.73. So think about that. You started with 100.
right,
It went up 9%. You
right,
lost a 3% because of inflation drop. You're still up 5.73% because it's $5.73.
right,
That's your over from 100. So you're at 105.73. So like when people are like, well, it's not 10%, it's not 5%, it's not, but it's not zero and it's not negative.
right,
You just made $5, and what did you do? You just put your money away. You made $5, and
right.
that's off 100,
And that's only at the end of 1 year. So
and
say
that's a
you do
hundred
that
bucks
for
for a year.
right.
Right.
So say that you do that for 10 years, there's $50. Well, with it'd be more because of the way you would do it.
Right,
So
right. But that's still, you multiply it, still 50. So you're still up $57. Like if you put $1,000, you'd be up $57.30 on the year.
Right.
Okay, well that's 57, and all you did, and that's just doing $84. That's saving $84 a month.
Right.
Okay, so if somebody could save 84, they're gonna have $1,000. Of course, the more you save, the more you have.
Right.
Now, now inflation is going to go up and down. So it's going to say it's averaging 2 to 3%. But let's say you get a good year on your rate of 12%. Now, 12, and then you have a 2% inflation with a 12% interest rate. Now you're up 10% and 10% on whatever else. So if you've got $20,000 in the bank, you get a 10 or in the fund, and you get a 10% increase. That's $2,000 you earned by putting money away. All you do is put money away.
Right.
And you were sleeping when that money grew.
Right.
It's not. And then over time, you start talking $100,000, just throwing out numbers at 10%. That's $10,000 a year that you earn just by putting money away. $10,000 a year. That's roughly $833.34 a month.
Right.
That you earn just by over time, just by putting your money away. You were sleeping, you made $800 a month.
Right.
So it does grow. It compounds over time. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's money. We're talking funds.
Right,
People are like,
yeah.
well, how do I do that? I'm like, well, get involved.
Right.
So
I mean, it's simple in a way, but so many people don't know how to get started at it.
right. And if they
So-
don't know how, they got the links below. They can contact me. You got your number. They got the numbers. They got the email.
Right.
Get a
It'll
hold of
be
me.
below on YouTube. I don't know how about Spotify. I might put your number for Spotify
That's
because
fine.
it's not able to do links for some reason, but I'll do your number and your name. So
That's fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm game. Because my goal is to help as many people as I can while I'm alive, and
right.
then turn around and have those people help somebody. So that the goal here is to keep everybody out of debt, get out of debt, eliminate your debt.
Right.
Eliminate your debt and have so much saved to the point that later on your credit score won't matter. People are worried about their credit
Right.
score. When you get to a certain point, and it's like, boom.
Right. I mean, does it really matter what your credit score is if you can pay for it in cash?
Not at all. And that's the thing is that the companies, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, where we're held hostage by laws of credits. Our credit score impacts whether and how much we can purchase. You get to a point where you're debt free and you got money saved up, it won't matter. You call your own shots,
Right.
and you got your collateral that'll take care. That speaks for you. But by then, also your credit score will be, they're not going to worry about your credit score. They'll be like, oh, we know you. You're
Right.
whatever.
And I've seen like a few people do that. Like there's been like 3 YouTubers that have started from nothing or in debt, and then now they're like millionaires. So
Right.
it's possible.
It's possible. So the goal is no people are like, well, do you have to be a millionaire to live comfortably? No, but you can still live comfortably. You're out of debt. You could be making $60,000 a year. You're out of debt, but you're out of debt. That's you have
Right.
no debt.
So-
Your car's paid off.
So that would
Drive
be
your-
living comfortably because you're not being held down by debt because you're just paying your electric bill or your your taxes and stuff.
Right.
So-
And you can imagine having your house paid off. Like a former student of mine had his house paid off 5 years. 5 years. Because he followed everything I told him to the T. He got out and he just started putting his money down, started knocking out the payments. He got granted the house might have been worth 50 or 60,000, but at that time, 50 or 60,000 is $100,000 house now. So if he
Right.
turns around and sells it, which he won't because it's paid off, he can live there the rest of his life. He's probably only paying like $400 a year in taxes, property taxes. That's $30 a month. That he can handle
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
I mean,
he
if you
paid
pay,
off his truck.
right, if you
His
pay off
truck's
your
paid off, he's got a boat.
right, I mean, if you're paying off your house in 5 years, I think you can handle $30 a month.
Yeah. So there's no, and he had all that paid off by the time he was 25 years old. 25,
Wow.
because he went to work and just, yeah, he followed the principles to the T. Didn't waste anything, went to work. He just worked his butt off for like 7 years. Got everything set, and he got to a point where, but the former student of mine worked his tail off the first 6 or 7 years, never went to school, but he had skills. So you can use your skills, go to work,
Right.
work, get your house secure, buy it, pay it off, and paid off your house in 10 years, done. To the point where by the time he's got his house paid off, by the time he was 25, see, how old is he now? He graduated in 12. Here we are 9 years later. He's about 27, 28 years old. He's got a house paid off, his truck's paid off, his boat's paid off.
Now, do you wish you knew what you know now when you were younger?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. I was told to save money.
Right.
Put it
But
in
you
the
were
bank.
never told how.
Not how. I was never told. I knew to put it in the bank and leave it there. Now, back in, a while ago when I was a teenager, the rates were 5 or 6%. So if I had picked up a CD back then at 5 or 6, we only wish we could get 5 or 6% now. If I had picked up a CD back at 6% back then and left it, I did the numbers. I was like, man, I'd be sitting on a couple 100,000. And then I would put in something else, and then I would be making a million. But I didn't know how, because we didn't learn how back then. But now I know how. Back in like the late 80s, you learned it in college. But now that I teach it, and my goal is to promote it out there, and there are other people who are doing the same thing. Our goal is to promote it to the masses early. Right. And I started teaching freshmen.
I've noticed that they started like teaching harder maths to younger students nowadays. Like they were learning, I guess, like geometry way in like, I don't know, 5th grade or 6th grade.
Well, not this. Well, basic geometry, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But regular geometry, like high school, that's always been a 10th grade thing. Even
Right.
Even back in my day, it was a 10th grade thing. Teaching the finances is like an overview, financial literacy. However, what I teach is not being taught for the year-long courses, not being taught throughout the state of Florida, nor throughout the nation. If I can tell anybody, hey, if you want to set me up, of course I have a small fee. I'm going to get paid for what I do. But if you want to, have me come in and talk to people about, put it out there, if you get a teacher that wants thinking about teaching finances, I have a curriculum I've got ready to go.
Right.
I've got projects, I've got things to do. I got to make a living too. So there's my business.
Right.
So, but I will gladly come in and teach people and show them. And if they want to connect and do what I do, I can connect them to a business where they can make money, teaching people what I teach. Teaching people how to get out of debt, stay out of debt, save long term, and get licensed and all that fun stuff. So lots of opportunity, and you can start that as young as 18 years old. There's nothing while you're in high school. Could you imagine being in high school making $5,000-6,000 a month? Not on YouTube. I mean, like helping people get out of debt.
Right.
And being nationally licensed for whatever. So all the listeners out there, get the word out. Let's send some questions into Andy. Keep watching the show. And then let's get some questions set up so we with the basics that we talk about. Let's at least get the basics down, and I'll talk about what I do know. And but it's the basics that get you through life. You don't have to be a master of everything, but if you master the basics, the fundamentals, like most people, you'll do just fine.
Right.